Yes. I'm joining, admitting all. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Hello, a very good evening to everyone and warm welcome. Thank you for attending this webinar. I guess we have few more people joining. Meanwhile, we can have a little clip about life at IIHMR Bangalore.
Lambodar audio.
Start. Hmm?
Lambodar, we are not able to hear any sound. Could you start the video from the first?
Hello, doctor. We're not able to hear anything.
Yeah, there is a little technical glitch. I'll just fix it in a minute, please. The IT team is working on it. Just give us a moment, please.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm so sorry for the delay. There is a little technical glitch in here. We'll fix this soon.
Sipan, now is it audible?
No, sir, it's not yet audible.
Not audible.
No, sir.
Check now.
No, it's okay. You can fix this. I guess people have already joined, then we can start with the session.
Yes.
And we can play the video at the end. You can fix it up while we carry on with the session. Yeah. So very good evening and a very warm welcome to everyone attending this webinar. I'm Dr. Shivani Dattani, a student of batch 2224 IHMR Bangalore and your moderator for the session. As a very well-known quote goes, the distance between dreams and reality is called action. Here at IHMR Bangalore, we are guided to take the right actions by a focus on the comprehensive development of every individual as a person and as a healthcare professional. IHMR Bangalore provides us with the best industry opportunity to ensure that every student begins their journey getting rewarded for their talent, as well as constantly growing through times to become an eminent part of the healthcare industry. Before starting with our today's session, I'd like to give you a brief about IHMR. So, Institute of Health Research Bangalore, Health Management Research Bangalore, or IHMRB, as we like to call it, works in 4 different verticals. Can I have the next slide, please? Yeah. So, IHMR mainly functions in 4 different verticals. First is academics. And under academics, it has its flagship program, which is a postgraduate diploma in hospital and health management, which is a 2-year full-time program with a specialization in 4 different domains. Second is research and publications. We work on various different types of projects like evaluation, formative, implementation in different areas such as reproductive, menstrual and child health, life course health, non-communicable diseases at various urban, rural and tribal regions within the country. Third is training, or as we like to call it, the Learning and Developmental Center at IHMR Bangalore. Here we have the management development programs, faculty development programs, as well as executive development programs, in addition to various certificate programs for students, as well as which are undertaken in virtual as well as hybrid mode. Fourth is consultancy. Sorry, we have faculty as well as institutional consultancy under NABH, quality management, growth and strategy, and project impact assessment. Moving forward, under our academics, which is our main focus for today, our flagship program, as I said, is the postgraduate program in hospital and health management, a 2-year full-time course with specialization in 4 different domains: hospital management, health IT management, and pharmaceutical management. The PGDM program at IHMR Bangalore has been approved by AICTE and the National Board of Accreditation, NBA. It has received several awards for excellence in education in the category of Educational Institute with the Best Academic and Industry Interface by the World Education Congress, Mumbai in 2020. Best Business School in India for 2021 by the Knowledge Review magazine. It has, can I have the next slide, please? Time and again, we have proved to be one of the leading institutes for PGDM in hospital and health management. We have been ranked as the 10th top B school in Bangalore by the Week B School Ranking 2022, 7th B school in Bangalore by the Outlook B School Ranking 2022, Outstanding Academic Institute for the year 2022 by the Times Ascent Award, India's Education Excellence Award 2022 by the Berkshire Media LLC, USA. Beyond PGD, our PGDM course has been accredited by, as I said, by AICTE, that is All India Council for Technical Education, by the National Institution Ranking Framework, by National Board of Accreditation, the assessment of which has been carried out recently in 2022 and has been awarded MBA equivalency by the Association of Indian Universities. Apart from this, we have been empaneled with various state and national level programs, including the Jal Jeevan Mission We are a key resource center for training at the Jal Jeevan Mission, implementation research partner for health system strengthening at NHSRC, and we undertake monitoring and evaluation projects under the Karnataka Evaluation Authority, faculty assessment program under the National Health Authority, as well as a consultancy organization for NABH. Can I have a next slide? Yeah. So this is a little brief about IHMR Bangalore. To begin with today's session, let us start with the Success Spring Carrero 2023. The students are a torchbearer of any institution's legacy, glorifying the institution by giving out their best in the corporate world and inspiring young minds to join the legacy. Today, we have 3 proud students of IHMR Bangalore who have bagged placements at one of the most renowned technology giants, Deloitte, through their perseverance and constant guidance and support from our faculties. So to quickly begin our session, I'd like to invite our first speaker for the day, Dr. Radhika Paul. Dr. Radhika Paul is a dentist graduated from Dr. D.Y. Patil College, Pune, post which she has done her postgraduate diploma with specialization in hospital management and was placed at Deloitte in 2023. She has completed her summer internship under IHMR Bangalore at the RxDX Hospital. Last slide. And her observership from Sakra World Hospital, Bangalore. She was an eminent member of the Cultural Committee at IHMR Bangalore and has been awarded many times for her singing. Can we have you on, ma'am?
Yes. Thank you, Shivani.
Hello, Radhika Di, and congratulations for your placement.
Thank you so much.
So let's quickly begin with our first question. So my first question is, how did you decide to take up PGDM after your dentistry?
Okay, so I would love to answer this question. So many of us may have already worked in the clinics and hospitals, right? So I feel like because we have already worked in the healthcare sector, we have a certain set of skills which are already there. And I think that by combining this with this hospital management course that we have over here, we can develop our administrative skills also, so that we can have the best interest of the patient at heart, as well as viewing a hospital as a business generating asset. So I think first, this is the reason. And then second, I feel that, during the recruitment process, many organizations are there which prefer like BDS background, MBBS background, or pharma background. So I think it is also beneficial for those people if they, are from a healthcare background. And the third thing is I felt that after, becoming a doctor, we are mostly rooted to one place or one city. But then when we do this course, we have options within India as well as out of India in various different fields like pharma, health IT, hospital, public health. So I think it is a good thing in that regard.
Okay, yes. Surely. So your dentistry has helped you through PGDM a lot. So you have seen, like, as we saw, you have done your internship and observership from hospital. So like, what do you feel like? How does a manager fit in the hospital?
So basically, being a manager at a hospital, it's a very important job because, you are the one who is actually running the hospital. So whether you are a floor manager or a quality assurance manager or a business analyst, your main function is to, ensure that the hospital is working to its full potential.
Yes.
So I think the role of a manager over here is mainly to be the risk analysis and having a bigger vision of how the hospital can be, like maybe in 5 years or maybe in 3 years. So I think it is a very good position for a manager is in a very good position for that. Also, he has to be, clear in his communication. He has to have a good public speaking skill, because marketing also is a very good, good asset for the hospital, right?
Yes.
Otherwise, the hospital would not be able to function so much. So I think these are all the functions of a manager, which, brings the unit together, and then the hospital can be good.
Sure. So this PGDM is going to provide us so many different designations where we can work in. So how was your experience? Like, how was your observership and internship?
My observership was actually at Sakra Hospital.
Okay.
So in hospital, like what we did was we went to different departments. It was a 15 days. So we went to the different departments in the hospital, and we, like, for example, insurance or IPD, OPD, then health IT, HR. So we visited all the different departments. like also there was, security, even security, how the ambulance works. So all of these units, how they fit in and how the hospital works as a whole unit. So we could observe that from that
Mm.
in that period.
So it
So it
actually
was a really
fits
good.
you into the environment. And okay,
Yeah.
apart from teaching, cultural life is a very important aspect, as I have seen at IHMR, and you were a member of the cultural committee of your batch. If you can give a little insight about the co-curricular, the extracurricular activities that we undertake at IHMR.
Yeah, so it was a really fun experience for us because it was the time where like the students and the staff could all come together and have so much of fun. We used to arrange some of the programs and games. Like some of the games, they were also educational in like
Mm.
educational activities we also used to arrange. So, like for example, the debate competition on Independence Day. So basically, it was so fun. Like we used to learn about teamwork and also the effort which goes into planning each of the events. So it made me learn a lot of things throughout the year. So I'm really thankful for that.
That is something even I like, the co-curricular, extracurricular activities are, given equal importance here. Like there are so many things we learn from them, as you mentioned, teamwork and planning and everything. So that's it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dee. Thank you for joining
Thank
us.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Meanwhile, as we progress through the session, you guys can post your questions either in the chat, or we'll have a separate question answer round at the end if there are anything our speakers can clear for you. So our next speaker for the day is Dr. Feba. Dr. Feba is a dentist. Can I have the next slide, please? Yeah. Dr. Feba is a dentist graduated from Himachal Institute of Dental Sciences. She has done her PGDM with specialization in pharmaceutical management. She was placed at Deloitte in 2023. She's completed her summer internship under IHMR Bangalore at 3M India Limited and observership from Motherhood Hospitals. She has been awarded as the winner of a debate competition at IHMR Bangalore. Can we have you please, ma'am?
Good evening, everyone. Hi, Shivani. Hi.
Hello, Febadi. Good evening and congratulations for your placements.
Thank you so much.
So let's quickly begin with the questions. And my first question, I guess this might be, one of the favorite questions of the audience too. Like when you decided to take up PGDM, why did you think of considering and choosing IHMR Bangalore?
Okay. So the reason I chose IHMR Bangalore is because I think it is one of the leading healthcare and hospital institute in Bangalore as well as South India. And other than that, this college has provided me a lot of experience, which I don't think so a lot of management industries provide. And it has taught me how healthcare can be changed and how we can be a part of it, of the change.
Being a part of the change is something very satisfying in itself, I guess. So what can you tell us about the industry exposure you have had during the college, like your internship, your observership?
Okay. So for industry experience, during my observership days, I was working in Motherhood Hospital, Kalyan Nagar, as you have mentioned it.
Yeah.
It was a very good experience because we got to understand how hospitals work on a day-to-day basis and how these hospitals, like they face challenges and how they overcome those challenges, right? And after my observership, during my internship, I did it in 3M India Limited. So there I was working on a project which is competitor benchmarking. And with that project, I think I learned a lot because I started to understand what are the market trends and what all you need to know when you're like entering the industry. And it was a very good experience, especially like to understand how to behave in a corporate world. I think when you practically start doing it, then only you like understand it better.
Yeah. Yeah. And how do you think are the future opportunities or the scope, like particularly in pharmaceutical management? That is a very near field we have listening coming up, and post-COVID and everything, pharmacy is a lot into that. How do you think is the scope in pharmaceutical management?
Okay. So I think when we talk about pharmaceutical management, I think the scope is very vast. I mean, each and every day there are like new pharma companies coming up.
Yeah.
These companies, they require good administration, they require good management, right? And also I felt that there are so many segments in pharmaceutical management that you can work in, like be it marketing, be it sales, or supply chain, regulatory affairs. So there are a lot of different segments that you can work in.
I think there is a lot to explore in pharma. Like it is a lot more than even I know being in college. There's a lot to explore in pharma. Okay, so you, as we have seen, you moved from dentistry, then you had your observership in a hospital, then you took up pharmaceutical management, and now you are in a health IT company. Like, how is your experience moving through all different domains of the industry?
Okay, so this is the most common question that I usually and I get it. People might think that I'm like confused or something, but I feel that for me personally, it doesn't matter like which industry I'm specifically into, because I feel that all these industries are like related to each other. It can't be that like, okay, I come from BDS and I'm not at all related to pharma. I'm studying pharmaceutical management and I'm not at all related to health IT. It's not like that. Start working, or when you start studying this course, especially, you start understanding that all these segments are just correlated. It doesn't matter which segment you work for. At the end of the day, we are all part of healthcare, and everybody's just trying so that we can like help in some sort of the way to change the system or to make it better.
Yes. That is something I personally love very much about the industry, how you can freely move around different domains and then, still get into it and work into it. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Feba, for sharing your valuable experiences with us. Thank you. So moving us without any further delay, I would like to invite our last speaker of the day, Dr. Mimansa Deshmukh. Dr. Mimansa Deshmukh is a dentist graduated from the Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. She has her PGDHM with specialization in health information technology. She has been placed at Deloitte in 2023, completed her summer internship at HX Central Bangalore and observership from Motherhood Hospitals, Bangalore. Can we have you, please, ma'am?
Hi, Shivani. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Mimansa. So the first question, starting very quickly, like there is a huge leap from dentistry to health information technology, like IT, a complete different end. How did you think on taking up IT? Like,
so as we speak about IT, we need to keep in mind that it's not pure IT. What we're dealing with is IT in healthcare. So if you're coming from any branch of healthcare, be it BDS, be it BSc, be it anything, you're going to bring some experience which is valuable to the industry. And if you are a person like me who's always been curious about the health sector, who has been wanting to make a difference in this industry, then you will bring that passion, that drive with you, which will help you in this industry or in whatever career you choose. So why I chose to, coming back to your question, why I chose to shift from BDS to IT is because, so I was working at this clinic in Jayanagar. Okay. And I worked there for about 6 to 8 months, and I realized that there are a few things such as imaging modalities and systems which really piqued my interest there. And there was this new technology which had just come into the clinic where they were using this kind of a handheld device to take a scan of the whole oral cavity without having to, like, as some people might know, we use a radiography, hold it there, and then, so that's a big process. And to cut that process down for dentures or for implants, for anything, they were using this handheld technology, which really caught my eye. And then I started to read more about it. I started to explore that territory, and I realized that healthcare tech or healthcare informatics is such a vast field which has not been explored by a lot of people. It's relatively new. There's so much more to see. There's so much more that we can learn. So this is when I started actually realizing that, okay, I might want to work in this industry eventually. I read a lot about other colleges as well as IHMR, and I saw that the program that they're running here of healthcare IT is a very good and a very like they give you a lot of life experiences in this program. So they have this observership system where you go to a different hospital for only 15 days, but you get exposed to a lot of new things. Then there's the internship where you have individual projects which you're working on. So they have a very all-inclusive program where there is academics, there's industry experience, there's co-curriculars, as you've mentioned. There are a lot of things which separate it or which highlight this program among all the other things. So that is basically why I chose to come to IIHMR specifically, and why I chose to shift from VDS to health tech, which I don't think is a shift. It's more of a specialization rather than going into specialized dentistry. I'm going into specialized health tech.
That was, I really like that last line. Like, it is not, you would call it a specialization rather than a shift. That was really nice to hear your entire story, like, in depth. So they, like, but there are a lot of, I guess there will be a few technical skills that we need to take up, being as a part of health IT. Like, do you have to get into core IT, or there, like, what are the technical challenges you face? Like, how did you cope up with all those things?
So right now we have the whole internet at our disposal. So what I did was basically I went on YouTube and I watched a lot of videos about Excel, about SQL, and about how to carry out like normal operations. Also, I would like to give credit to my mentor here, because so we've been assigned this mentor-mentee program where each student has a specific mentor that they can go to. And I worked on Excel with my mentor, which was Piyush sir. And he taught me a lot of things which were not which I had no idea about initially. So we worked on, and I learned that through hands-on experience. So that was a really good experience. And so yeah, I learned about Excel and SQL and all these things through videos and hands-on experiences, which anybody can go to their mentors and they can work on like specific projects that they are working on, help them with it as an intern or as a normal thing, that you do after college, which is very good.
And it's always good to have a little support, when you're working on something totally new. Okay. So apart now, student life, as we have seen, it is considered to be a very golden period. Like, you're there in your cocoon. And now once you go to the corporate life, like, do you feel the student life and the corporate life is totally different from each other?
Yes, that I'd have to say, they are completely different from each other. And there's a lot that you have to learn. And the good part about it is that as you keep on going through these challenges, you keep on going through new adventures, you learn that on your own. So during our observership, we saw how a hospital really functions. So we're dentists, right? Even we don't know how exactly a hospital, a multi-specialty hospital functions. We've been working in a small clinic which has like 4 or 5 people there at most. And when we went for the observership, we saw how it functions. We saw like what are their real-time challenges, what do they go through, how do they operate, what is the way of speaking at especially corporate hospitals, because I did my observership in motherhood. Then during our internship, we learned, especially since we have to work on an individual project. So my project was to create a digital platform for surveillance for hospitals for infection control. This was at HX Central. And so here we actually realized that there are so many intricate details of life, of corporate life, that we just don't think of. So there's this, especially the communication part of it. And you can't really learn that through like videos or through reading anything. You have to go to the field and you have to actually be there, work, and then you learn it through experience. So that's how I think all of us will also adapt to this.
And ma'am, how do you think, like, in what ways have IHMR, helped you to adapt to that corporate experience? Like,
so IHMR actually has been very helpful. They've kept training sessions for personal interviews. They've kept soft skills training sessions. We had aptitude. There's a lot of training sessions that go on. And there've been so many extracurricular activities which actually help you come out of your shell. So there's dances, debates, singing competitions. There's so many things that you get to do based on your interest, whichever you want to do. And I think especially about the corporate life, you really have to focus on like observerships and internships that you're doing. So there you have to you have to be a sponge. You have to learn as much as you can through every other person that you meet. So I feel like that really helped.
Okay. Thank you so much. And now can I even ask Dr. Radhika and Dr. Feba to join us? We'll take up questions, and the chat box has been filled with questions already. Yeah, okay, so I'll take up a few. So Abhishek Kumar Jha is asking that he is from a BSc botany background, and most of people here, like in this particular session, are dentists, and he doesn't even have any experience in the medical field. So is he suitable for IHMR or not?
So as I said, I think if you're from a medical background, then I think you are suitable because you bring a different kind of experience with you. So it doesn't have to be BDS, it doesn't have to be a specific B Tech or B Farm. It doesn't have to be degrees like that. What you are bringing is something completely different, which the industry will value because you're the only person there who can bring it, who can bring that to us, right? So I feel like all of our experiences are valid, and it's not. You shouldn't think that just because it's not a BDS background, you can't bring some value to the table. There are a lot of people in my batch also who are from BTech, who are from BSc, different, there's BSc chemistry. There's a lot of people from that sector as well, and they've done very well too. So I think, yeah, does that answer your question?
Yeah, there's some, yes. Okay, so moving on to next questions. Okay, so the next question. Okay, so Ali Kaudel, he basically wants to know the difference between the 4 specializations and what are the placement opportunities as a doctor of pharmacy.
Okay, I think for this question, because we all come from different specializations, all of like take a step for our own specializations. Yeah, so difference between specializations. Okay, so I am doing pharmaceutical management, and what exactly do you want me to like tell you about pharmaceutical management? If you want me to tell you about the job opportunities, then I think I had answered that question before also. You can get into sales, you can get into marketing, you can go into clinical research, and you can get into regulatory affairs. There are a lot of career options in pharmaceutical management. And here, basically, you'll learn more about the pharma companies and how they work and what are the rules and regulations related to these medicines, the drugs that are being made. So yeah, this is just a gist of it. I think Mimansa and Radhika will tell about their own specializations. I think Shivani will tell about public.
Oh no, I am not much into public health, ma'am. I hope Sarla ma'am is not hearing this.
Yeah, Radhika or Mimansa.
Yeah, I would like to talk about the hospital specialization. So actually, in my opinion, I feel that, even if you want to switch your branch in the future, I think that a hospital would be the best specialization because, it is the base of all the other specializations. So if you have a good knowledge in the hospital operations, so then I think that you can, switch to a different industry also faster. So I think that is all from my side.
To talk about health IT as a specialization, so what you need to do here basically is to connect 2 different parts of the industry. One is the hospital side of it and one is the tech side of it. So what you act as a mediator, you get the requirements or get the challenges that the hospitals are facing, understand them from this side, and then you go over to the tech side and you explain it to them and you ask them to solve it from their tech part, from using technology, using solutions that are enabled by either using tech-enabled solutions, basically. So you're acting as a mediator. You have a lot of other options as well. You can work as a data analyst. You can work as a business analyst. So there are a lot of avenues that you can venture into if you take health IT as a specialization. But as Radhika said, even in health IT, you need to have a solid base of hospital knowledge because only then you can act as a mediator between the 2 sides. So knowing about the hospitals is actually really necessary. And that's why in the program in observership, during your observership period, there is 2 months of only hospital observerships. So everybody from every specialization has to go to a hospital and get to know the basics and get to learn everything that is going on. I think that would be it.
I guess that even answers a few more questions about, if people can take up IT after any specialization, or is IT totally technical or not. Placements, ma'am. Placements is something people are asking. Is there 100% placement for all? And packages, I doubt, but okay, over to you if you want to talk about placement packages.
Okay, so for placement packages, I don't think so. We're allowed to tell all that. But other than that, if you're asking for 100% placements, see, the placements are still going on. So we can't really tell whether it will be 100% or not, because this year, as we all know, that there is a lot of recession. And because of the recession, there is less hiring. But we all got placed, right? So if you work hard for it, I think you will be placed. Don't come with a thought like that, especially when you're entering a new college. Don't come up with the thought that, okay, I want 100% placement. You start working hard for it, you start training for it, and you get what you will get it. I think that's my answer.
I think we are done with all the questions. If there are any more questions, please, you can ask our speakers. Okay, so there is a question from Meenu Divar that PGDM and MBA job opportunities will be same or different?
Meenu, to answer your question, they're the same job opportunities since this has been awarded as MBA equivalent PGDM. So there's no distinction on that part. The only difference that you need to keep in mind is that if you want to enter into a completely academic career, then you will need a proper MBA to further pursue your PhD or whichever avenue you want to take. But if you're not willing, if you don't want to enter into a proper academic career, if you don't want to do your PhD, if you don't want to go into those things, if you just want to work, then it's equivalent to a PGDM. Both of them mean the same thing to the industry.
Okay. So next is a roadmap of a consultant with various positions and salary growth.
Mr. Akshay Kumar, we have still not joined Deloitte. We'll be joining Deloitte in June or July. So about consultant, I don't think so. I mean, I don't know much about it. We are yet to join Deloitte and yet to understand that. But about the salary growth, yeah, when you start working for IT companies, I think there's a good scope of you getting up in the salary scale. Not just IT companies, even pharma companies, even hospitals. But if you just ask about the roadmap, I don't think so. We are still like trying to figure it out.
So crux of the part we have till now, like it does not matter what background you are for or what specialization you are getting into, there is always a chance to take shift between different specializations in your career. Okay, we'll take up the last question, ma'am. Like I want to ask, are there any summer internships which are paid, and is there a specific skill set which is needed for it?
I would like to answer this because I did my internship in RA Kids in Whitefield. So we were being paid a stipend of 5,000 per month. But I don't think that all of the organizations will offer it. It depends upon organization to organization. So it's completely, it's not about any skill set. It just depends on the organization.
Okay. There are more questions. So do you, Mimansa, this one is for you. Do we need to have prior coding knowledge for healthcare IT?
So no, you don't need to have prior coding knowledge. I had none when I had joined this course. There are a few modules that will teach you. So there is Java coding and SQL coding, which is included in the program. So they will give you an overview of the whole basics. And in case you need a little more knowledge, or in case you want to brush up your skills a little more, there are a lot of certificate courses that you can do as well. Even though our batch, I don't think a lot of people did certificate courses, but just to understand it a little bit more, we went on YouTube and we saw how SQL coding is done and how Java coding is done. We wrote down a few codes ourselves, the most basic ones, just to understand what you're working with. So that is the amount of knowledge you need to have.
Yes, that was a very insightful session. I'll thank you all the three speakers for joining us and guiding us through things. Thank you so much. And I would even like to thank the audience for giving us your valuable time. I hope this session was helpful to you. Have a good day. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Shivani. Thank you, everyone.